welcome to the Astro Psyche. This is your weekly astrology forecast for February 5th through the 11th. This week, there's this theme around new ideas, thinking about things differently, and it may be that new information is revealed to us, and also kind of that there's a way in which this week, especially, we are looking at things from a different perspective, where we're able to reframe or reconceptualize something that has been happening in a new and possibly innovative way. So this week we have a new moon. We have Mercury making some important aspects that opens up our mind, and then Venus and Mars are also in this astrological storyline this week. My name is Shawna McGrath. I'm a psychotherapist and astrologer, and I am so honored to be able to share with you the astrology of this week so that you can integrate it into your life and really make the most out of the astrology this week. So let's talk about it. So we have, I think most primarily, we have our new moon happening this Friday, February 9th. It's happening in the sign of Aquarius at 20 degrees of Aquarius. And again, that's on Friday, the 9th of February at 2:59 p.m. Pacific time. And so throughout the course of this week, we're leading up to this new moon. So we start the week with the moon in Sagittarius, where it's like just barely the sliver of the moon that's visible outside. So we have the waning crescent phase that we're in most of this week. And energetically, emotionally, day to day, there are themes with this phase of the lunar cycle where things are more internalized. There's less focus on the external, more focus on the internal. So I just want you to keep that in mind as you're planning your week and going through your day. That's sort of where we're at. So the moon's going through Sagittarius on Monday, and then into Tuesday and Wednesday, the moon is in Capricorn. Thursday and Friday, it goes into Aquarius. And then over the weekend, the moon is in the sign of Pisces. So new moon is a time of initiation, planting seeds. And I think this is so important to constantly go back to and to remember that this is a time, the new moon, where we don't always know what is being planted. Yes, we can set our intentions and we can sort of try to follow the tide, the flow of the current of where it's going and sort of let it take us. And I don't know why, but I'm getting this image of like putting the paddles or the flipper things on your feet so that you can really move with the current. And so that's helpful, of course. And there's always this element of not really knowing, not really having a fleshed out understanding of what this time actually is. And when I say this time, I mean whatever it is that is being initiated for you now with this new moon. And we can think of this in short-term cycles, as in this new moon on Friday the 9th is initiating something new that will continue to grow and emerge over the course of the next month from now until we have our next new moon on March 10th. It can also be a 6-month cycle from the new moon in Aquarius now, where there is something that's being initiated and developed, and then that will continue to grow over the next 6 months until we have our full moon in Aquarius. And regardless, and like there's always these like The cycles of astrology are really cool, especially the lunar cycles, because it's kind of like this nesting doll sort of phenomenon where we can look at just this month, but we can also look at the broader themes of when the cycle is being repeated over longer periods of time. So there's this not knowing quality, and I think that's so important because it's helpful during a new moon to not just set intentions, but to also be open to what is happening. Be open to um, information, intuitions, and insights from yourself, self with a capital S, like the core of you. This could be, depending on how you conceptualize this could be your higher self. This could be your spirit team. This could be the divine, or maybe a personal deity or ancestor that you work with. There is something here that the other world has to provide to you. And how can you be curious and open and hold that lightly? So all of that um, is new moon vibe this week. And this is happening in the sign of Aquarius, which Aquarius is a fixed air sign. I was going to say water sign, but that is a common misconception. Um, uh, so so Aquarius, there's this fixedness to it. There's wanting to root into something, to elaborate onto something. Aquarius is also ruled by the planet Saturn. So um, there's this quality of Aquarius that is about innovation, about creating a structure that is revelatory, that is new, that is for the people, that is humanitarian in nature. Aquarius is about the collective and about this balance between embodying and honoring the uniqueness of the individual while also being a part of the group. So there's kind of this, if we're to think of this psychologically, Aquarius emphasizes themes around the individuation process. Individuation is a process where a person, usually later in life, but this can happen at any period in time, where a person uh, connects more to their own sense of unique and authentic self. And oftentimes this includes questioning societal norms and why they're doing the things that they're doing. Are they, in this role, the roles that they have, the way that they dress, the way that they are, the relationships that they have? Is this because this is the way that they were patterned to be through their culture, family, um, and like local community? Or is it something that feels very true to them? And then from there, like how to be that unique individual and then still be connected to people and still have intimacy with others as well, while maintaining your own sense of self that is separate but also connected to others at the same time. So that is a theme that may come up during this new moon in Aquarius. I think Aquarius is conducive to questioning questioning the status quo, and I was going to say questioning reality. I don't know if that, maybe that will be happening for you, but it's kind of like questioning everything and not taking anything at wholesale, sort of like really wanting to know why, and what is the purpose of what it is that we're doing. And in that ways it's very Saturnian, and it's like, okay, what is the purpose and the goal for what it is that we're doing, and does it make sense for us? And this is very different from Capricorn being ruled by Saturn, which Capricorn ruled by Saturn is about the traditions of Saturn and the devotion of Saturn, whereas Aquarius is about the integrity of Saturn and staying close to integrity. And of course, we need both at different times, but Aquarius has this flair around um, Saturn, as in there is a devotion to um, integrity, honesty, and authenticity. So these are all themes that may come up for you. And of course, this also connects into the house in your birth chart that is ruled by Aquarius. So, whatever people, places, or situations, that house, Aquarius, in your birth chart, whatever it symbolizes, there is a new beginning in this area of life for you. And as I'm saying this, I wonder what comes to mind for you, whether or not you know this in your birth chart, just even if you're just looking at your life, what is it that comes up for you as you think about what is coming in? And maybe even also, like, especially again leading up to this on Friday, what is it that you're letting go of this week, whether that's planned or not, intended or not? What is naturally falling away? And as I'm saying this, I'm also feeling how there can sometimes be a premature desire to let go of something or get rid of it without going through the grieving process. And I think that grief is a big part of letting go, even if it's something that we want to let go of. And that is also within the waning phase of the lunar cycle. So this from this week until Friday, there's this theme around letting go, and that also grief may come up, and that's very normal and natural. And how can we make space for those feelings to arise and to be with those feelings so that they receive the attention and care that they need so that they can continue to flow through us without getting stuck or caught. Uh, the other piece of this new moon that's actually quite interesting, to me at least, is that it is square Uranus and Taurus. So this new moon's exacted 20 degrees of Aquarius, and Uranus is at 19 degrees of Taurus. So this is pretty close. It's about a degree away. And Uranus has a lot of similarities with Aquarius. Uranus is about radical, unexpected innovation and change and new opportunities. And if we're familiar with the tarot, we often link it to the Tower card, this like total unexpected lightning bolt, like jolt sort of energy. And so, so there may be something here that is coming in that is quite unexpected, that may be, that may feel or literally be disruptive in some way. And it may challenge your ideas of what is like what's contemporarily normal. And Uranus is always asking us to reinvent, to be open to the new, and to question. Now, the new moon inherently involves the sun and the moon. And this is our unconscious and conscious to a certain extent, because the moon is about our subjective, personal, unconscious imprints and ways of being, and things like our attachment styles and how we connect with others, the lens through which we see the world based on our early conditioning. And then the sun is the ego, the sense of self, that sense of self that everything unifies around. And it's also the conscious awareness. So the conscious and the unconscious are coming into contact with a revelatory theme here. So there's like a new awareness possibly that might feel quite yeah, unexpected. So this feels like, um, I think that, like, sure, this could feel disruptive, but this actually feels very alive for me. It feels very dynamic. And so I don't know. We'll see how you feel. This moon is happening late in the day on Friday in Pacific time. And so I think that leading up to it, there's kind of going to be this like feeling of like really like being in that dark moon. And then over the weekend, there may be this jolt of energy or new awareness that comes in. Now, that is actually a good transition to Mercury because, and I talked about this a little bit last week. So, Mercury has just moved into Aquarius. So, lots of Aquarius here, right? Um, it's just moved into Aquarius, and Mercury this week will conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, of course. And Mercury will also square Jupiter. And this combination is very conducive to unearthing new ideas, new awarenesses, new information being revealed. And there's also this kind of like this kind of charge, this like Pluto intensifies things, and Mercury Pluto, there is this theme to discover, to understand, to get to the root of the thing. Pluto can be very cathartic also, and so there may be like this download of new information or new ideas, or I don't know, maybe new information is revealed to you. And then Jupiter expands this. So Mercury, Jupiter, there is this opening, a new uh, like a new way of logically making sense of things, because Mercury is our logical mind. And so I think it's like this is another way, another theme that emphasizes being open to new information, new ways of doing things. And I think to like really keep your eyes open, your eyes and mind open for what is coming in. And that also you get to decide what you want to do with this, with whatever it is that's happening for you. So, I want to emphasize that also, that like there's no rush to respond or implement anything. If things feel sort of like too much, too fast for you, then you can decide to take a beat and take your time with integrating everything or making a decision. Uh, Now, two other sort of minor but helpful aspects that I want to share with you is that so we have Venus and Mars both in Capricorn. They're like the last section of Capricorn. So Venus this week will be exactly trine Uranus. So like lots of Uranus, right? And this is a very helpful aspect. There's an ease and grace and flow and an ease and grace and flow around relationships, healing, beauty, harmony, aesthetics. Venus is also quite literally people who are um, feminine or femme presenting in some way, or femme identifying in some way. And it's also just anything that is attracting or alluring. So there's this flow between all of those Venusian themes and Uranus, which is the unexpected, the change, the innovation. When someone has Venus trine Uranus in their birth chart, they tend to be very drawn to the creative arts, or to just be a person that is enlivened by creativity in any fashion. So there's kind of um, that subtle undertone here that I think can be helpful for us to take advantage of. And then Mars, also in Capricorn, is a little farther along in the sign, will make a sextile to Neptune in Pisces. And this also feels very soft and supportive and harmonious to me because um, Mars is about initiation and taking action, and then Neptune is about like diffusing things and softening the edges and the boundaries. And so there's this kind of like sweet, like Venus, Uranus is like a lightning bolt with a heart on top of it. And then Mars, Neptune kind of brings this like soft action into the picture. Okay, so I'm going to so those are the aspects for this week. I'm going to pull some tarot cards for you. And I wonder what has come up for you as I've been sharing all of these things. I think also whenever we have astrology like this, where there's a lot of emphasis around innovation, it can help us to sort of like contemplate our relationship to change, our relationship to innovation, our relationship to having flexibility. And for some of us, this is enlivening. Um, just drop some cards. For some of us, this can be kind of scary. And for some of us, we're already so, uh, we're already having experiences of so much rapid change that it can kind of feel a little scary. And so I think also it's like, okay, look at what you need to do for yourself in your environment and your day to day to feel a comfort level with what's happening here. Like what's going to help you feel supported and what's going to help you feel a sense of safety and openness to what it is that's coming up here. Okay. So I'm pulling 3 cards. And you can pick a number between 1 and 3, or you can just take them all as they are. So I am using the Secrets of the Rose Tarot deck by Nigel Jackson. This deck heavily emphasizes alchemical themes. So we're gonna look at it, contemplate it together. Okay, so first card is the Seven of Wands. And so I actually want to read from the guidebook for each of these cards because it really emphasizes the alchemical themes here. And so some of the themes in this particular deck for the Seven of Wands are that the best outcome is won by sustained effort, opposition to defeat, valor, debate and negotiation, positive changes, and knowledge. And in this card in particular, there's this person with this wand, and then they're kind of like battling with this seven-headed serpent. So like very interesting kind of card. So this card is really about um, meeting obstacles and engaging in a way that you're putting your all into the situation. And um, when I'm feeling into this card, it feels like an encouragement to know that you can succeed to not be like disheartened or overwhelmed by the obstacles, that there is that there's something here that you have to conquer. I think that's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting too. There's something to be conquered. And I'm wondering what that is for you. That might be something inner, outer, might be complicated. I don't know, but it seems as though it requires a sense of courage and uh, meeting the challenge head on, so to speak. Um, and then we also have the Knight of Wands. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, all of these are wands, so that's very interesting. Um, oh no, this is the Page of Wands. So this card is connected with new messages, good news, surprises, strangers, and honors received. Um, in this deck, it's connected with King Arthur's Lancelot. So there's kind of this, with the page, there's usually this youthful energy. And the page is usually connected with information that is coming to you, whether that is something that you realize or someone bringing you a message. And there's kind of this like being an honored guest sort of vibe to it, that it's like there's something here that is being given to you. It could be a literal gift or a gift of information. Um, but there's kind of this it feels mercurial to me also when I'm feeling into this. Like there is maybe something that you don't know, that there's kind of this like Mercury is about paradox and something being this as well as that. And so, I don't know, in the situation that you're struggling with, that you're battling, there might be a few different ways of approaching it. It might not, like, it feels like there's not one way. And then the last card is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is about taking journeys, going on new expeditions, and it's also about putting your vision into practice, like into action. There's also a theme with the Three of Batons around putting your trust in others, delegating to others in order to do the things that you want to do, in order to allow what it is that you're working on to move forward into the world. And yeah, when I'm looking at these, so the wands are connected with passion, innovation, free-spiritedness, moving forward from your gut or your intuition or your instinct. And so there's all three of these cards are wands. And so there's this strong theme here that involves your sense of passion, desire, excitement. Um, like I, the things that you're excited about are important. And the things that bring you joy and energy and vibrancy, there is something there that is really important for you. And now, of course, you know, we need to plan and we need to be practical and all of this. And this week, there is something here that is emphasizing you following that fire, you following that passion. And there may be with the Seven of Wands a bit of a, you know, like meeting something that you need to battle or that you need to face or confront. And that doing so, you will receive new information. There is a benevolence, there is a benevolent message or a benevolent person who has some new info for you. But that can only happen when you face the thing that maybe you don't want to face, the thing that's a little challenging. And then after you get that new information, then that's when things can move forward and take shape and take form. But right now you're on the ground. It's like you're on the ground, you're doing the thing, and it's so important to engage with the thing that you're working on, to engage with maybe the battle or the struggle or um the discussions, and that through that there's new clarity and new insight, and that's when you can move forward. Whereas maybe you want to move forward now, but it's kind of like you need to go through this process first. There needs to be engagement with the problem in order to figure out the problem to move forward. All right. That is your weekly astrology forecast for this week. I hope that you enjoyed this. As always, I love hearing from you and knowing how you're doing and how things are landing with you. I so appreciate you listening to these and letting me know what comes up for you. It's always interesting to hear. Um, my name is Shawna McGrath. Again, I'm a psychotherapist and astrologer, and I offer depth-oriented psychotherapy as well as astrological counseling to folks who are seeking healing through a variety of different situations. If you want to find out more about me and my work, you can find me on my website, theastropsyche.com. All right, wishing you a wonderful week, sending you lots of love, and I will see you soon. Bye.